All good.
Hi, everyone. My name is Griff Calzone. I'm here with Mr. Pete Panzerotti, and Pete has some grievances with me we're going to try to work out. Isn't that right, Pete?
Yeah, first of all, you called me Panzeretti again, or what the heck you call myself? It's Panzerotti. Okay, so we're going to work out the grievances. At least give me the elevation of my name to saying it correctly. Okay, Griff Calzone. I didn't say grip. I didn't say calzone. I said Griff Calzone. Now, can you pronounce my name properly first before we get into this little mediation thing?
I think the audience can conclude immediately that however Griff says your name is the proper pronunciation. Thank you for agreeing, folks.
Okay, well, I'm going to sidebar that and bring it to one of my new attorneys. Okay, here's what we're going to do today. This session over StreamYards is court ordered between the two of us. A couple weeks ago, okay, Grip, he came out, he flew his private jet on Delta Airlines, wink, wink, um, over there to Chicago, from Buffalo to Chicago. I heard it was a nice flight, Delta Airlines. Okay, and I heard they gave you the kosher meal. I don't know why, but I heard that's what they gave you. And he came to my lawyers. Now you know I had a bunch of lawyers before, and now I got these new lawyers. Okay, in Evanston. So we went to their offices. They're a bunch of Scottish guys, and they were playing bagpipes. It was a little weird, but we got down to business. And this is a court ordered mediation between the two of us. There's no third parties because they felt it was better for two people who have known each other for as long as Griff and I have known each other to do just this by itself. I have no idea whether this is actually legally binding or not, Grip, but we're going to find out later, okay? So here's the thing, okay? This is the heads up here. I got a couple of charges here. Remember, we had lawsuits. Remember, Grip? We had you were suing me 473 times. You remember this?
Absolutely correct.
Okay, that's on record, by the way. Okay, so he's acknowledging now. The good thing about Grip is, okay, if you just give them a couple of, gift cards to the Subway sandwich shop, you can get them to do anything. So I gave them about $200 in gift cards to Subway sandwiches, and I got them to take away all of those 19 charges of jaywalking in the beautiful city of Buffalo's, New York. So those are all off the table. Thank you, Grip. It's probably
That's
going to be at
that's a
least
true
$100,000, in
that's a true
fees.
statement.
So
But next time I prefer Jersey Mike's, which just came to Buffalo.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
next time.
that's fine. That's fine. I never been to a Jersey Mike's. My whole thing, we have Italian style sandwiches at my restaurant. So okay, but that's fine. I'll know that for the mediation going on here, because I'm sure I'm going to have to mail you some gift certificates. Also to J.C. Penney too. I know you like shopping there. So we got a couple of those going on. So here's the first thing. What I'm going to do, according to my lawyers, which was McGregor, McPherson, and McConnor, that might not be their names from last time. I can't remember, but they're all Scottish. So they said what I'm going to do is in public here is I'm going to read out the crime, okay, of what Grip is charging me for, how many counts, and I'm going to give him the definition of the crime, and then I'm going to ask Grip for some retribution, which is a big law word that I don't even really understand, but apparently Grip does. Okay, so Grip, we have you acknowledging on our stream, okay, and I just want you to understand, okay. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to understand that this is what we're doing. So can I get a confirmation from you as well that this is what we're doing today?
That's a confirmed fact. Yes.
Okay, that's good enough for me. All right. So here we
And
go.
I just
Number one.
I want you to keep going, but I just want to thank you for returning my watch. It's a $755,000 watch, and Pete returned it to me safely.
Ironically, okay, that's the first thing that we got on our list here. Okay. So thank you for going ahead. I actually do appreciate that. Sometimes Grip is a step ahead. Sometimes he's 12 steps behind. And I mean that in the AA way. Sometimes he's 12 steps behind me. I'm just saying. However, we're not here to question Grip's sobriety. We're here to talk about lawsuits. So, number one, Grip has been charging me and suing me for grand larceny. Okay, 14 counts of grand larceny. Now, what is grand larceny, might ask you? Because I don't even think Grip knows. So I'm going to tell Grip what it means first. So the legal definition, according to I think he's a Greek guy, an encyclopedia guy. His name is Wikipedia. I think that's his name, Dr. Wikipedia. Anyways, a Greek guy. He told me that grand larceny is a theft of personal property, having a value above a legally specified amount. Now, in this case, okay, we are actually suing. He was suing me over that Rolex, okay, with the two L's, worth what he says was $75,000. Now it's $750,000. Doesn't matter. We got to get all 14 counts erased so that way I can at least squeeze in some lawsuits, before the end of the year. So for tax purposes, I just wanted to get that off, write-offs going. So okay, Grip, we got this set. Now it's for you. Now let's set the stage. You're suing me 14 times for grand larceny based on a Rolex with two L's worth $75,000. All I want to know from you right now, okay, is number one, why, and number two, what do I have to do to get this lawsuits out? What do we have to do to settle? You tell me.
Well, my lawyer. First off, thank you. First off, my lawyer said the bean counter said that I needed money, and they said if I can get a couple settlements out of you, we could pay off some of my bills, and I could keep living my champagne and caviar lifestyle, folks.
Okay, that's fair. Now, how much money would it? I mean, I'm not going to give you $75,000, but how much money would it take, or how many gift cards would it take to Jersey Mike's to get these 14 counts erased? So you drop all of them. How much?
Well, let's negotiate. Let's start with $1,500 each lawsuit.
$1,500 at each count. So you want 15 times 14, or do you just want 15?
Well, we could negotiate. We'll start with 15 each one, and we can go back and forth so we could agree.
I mean, the lowest I can do for you is maybe a $50 gift card to Jersey Mike's for all 14 counts. How about that?
Usually we negotiate this, folks, but I got other charges against Pete that we could get him for. Okay. So let's accept this one. We'll give him a bone.
Okay, that's fantastic. Now we're 14 down. You see, I'm a reasonable guy. Grip is reasonable if you're thinking about his stomach. So here we go. Okay, this is what two longtime frenemies do. We sit and we talk. All right, good. Okay, number two. Okay, he's charging me on 6 counts. Grip is charging me on 6 counts for aiding and abetting. Now the definition, according to that Greek guy again, provides support and assistance to someone. That's aiding. Abetting is encouraging someone to commit a crime. So now you're suing me for that. So I got to ask, Grip, if I'm abetting yous, what crime was I encouraging you to commit? Because I don't remember.
As you know, your crime of choice is tax evasion. So you were telling me it was easy, it was fun, it was good. And I told you that's the first way to end yourself in a bad situation. So if you want to clear those charges out, I will take stock in your company, because my dream is to be controlling founder of your restaurant business.
I can't do the stack thing. First of all, yes, thank you for reminding me of the tax evasion. I used to have a problem with that. I did file last year, and only last year. And until they tell me to file for the preceding years, then I will only file for the next year. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so here we go. I can't give you stock in my companies, but I can give you stock in a startup company by Chris Chelios. How about that? He's making some kind of something to do with hockey, some new thing with hockey. I went over to his garage last night. He showed me something hockey related. We were really drunk. So how about I at least give you 40% of his company? How about that?
That sounds like a good compromise, folks. You got to compromise if you want to win and success, folks.
Okay, that's another 6 freaking ones down. We got 20 lawsuits down already, and it's been 9 minutes. This is freaking fantastic. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Maybe Grip is going from a 3/4 life crisis or something. I have no idea.
Well, the thing is, folks, I need to get some money in my accounts. My accounts are getting low. Okay. I need to get some money.
Well, talk about money getting low. This is number 3 now, because now we're on to number 3. You're suing me for 30, or as I like to say, 31 counts of bribery. So the definition of bribery is offering, giving, receiving, or soliciting any item of value to influence the actions of another person. You've got me on 31 counts. You better give me something more than some generalized statement. I want to know exactly how I've been bribing yous, and I want to know what influence I've been putting on yous. Okay, that's what I want to know first, and then we can get to the whole how do I pay off this guy thing later. Okay?
Okay, so I think I understand, folks. So this goes back to an old deal we had in 1989, and Pete and I were going to go into business, and we both put down some money. It was my idea to buy these telephone the
Oh yeah,
payphones, folks, and it was right before the
the
internet
payphone.
exploded and the cell phones exploded, and we both lost money. And I don't know how the bribery thing, but it was something that it was in the charges, so I could make some money, folks. So we need to get some cash settlement out of that. And to close out the settlement, Pete, since I already have a little money from you, I want to take the title to your DeLorean.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to let you know two things, and by that I mean one thing. You didn't just waste your money and my money. You wasted my money because my money was also your money. Remember, you lent it to me. Okay.
Okay.
Now the title to my DeLorean. Okay, that's gonna be a little bit hard because I have this app where teenagers can come from the neighborhood and they can take a ride in the DeLorean. It's like one of those Uber things, but they're only by the hourly things. That's how I supplement my income from my restaurant. So you know what? How about this? I have that 1979 Toyota Tercel. Remember the one I taught you how to drive stick shift on back
That's
in
a
the 80s?
classic now, yeah.
Thank you so much. So remember that one? We what do we call it? We called it the Green Goblin or something like that, even though it was
I believe
blue.
so.
We were out of our minds back then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you that car. I'm going to give you that 1979 Toyota Tercels that you learned how to drive stick on in 19, I think it was 87, 88, 89, somewhere in there. So
I
I'm
believe
going to
so.
do that for you, okay? By the way, blue book price on that is $27. How do you like that?
I accept it because, folks, that's going to be a collector's item pretty soon.
It will be. I mean, once one of us goes into bankruptcy, that thing's going to be a collector's item. Let me tell you, you know, it's better there
I'll title it.
than a police auction.
I'll title it in somebody else's name, folks. I got a lot of people I could use.
I know those. Listen, I made up half of your aliases. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, okay, this is good. That's 30. That's another 31. So I'm not good at math, but I think 20 and 31 is 51. So we got 51 charges off already. Look, this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna act like men, not like boys, even though we don't really know what men are like because let's face it, we're losers. But anywho, okay. What else we got here? Okay, next charge. Here we go. We got to go on. Okay, next charge. Next charge is counterfeiting. Now, this one I'm guilty of too, as you know that. Okay, you're guilty just as I am of counterfeitings. But here's what it is: 23 counts of counterfeiting. So the definition is to imitate something authentic with the intent to steal, destroy, or replace the original. Now, do you remember back in the early 2000s, Grip? Do you remember when we were sitting there in the what's it called, that Broadway theater, the movie theater on Broadway? We watched a little movie called Catch Me If You Can, and this bum Grip turns to me and says, "Hey, why don't we just start forging checks?" I said, "Did you watch the movie, Grip? Did you see the repercussions?" Okay, yes, he's a doctor, he's a pilot, but then he gets caught. Okay, but then Grip makes a point. He says, yes, but then he goes to work for the FBI. And then we talk about a plan involving taking over the government for the next 4 days on a bender. You remember that bender? Well, maybe you don't,
Yep.
but you remember the aftermath of that bender. So this is what he's accusing me of. Now he's accusing me of forging checks. I haven't forged a check in at least 2 weeks. So I have no idea what this bum is trying to say. So
Well,
I
not
need
in
to
your real
understand a
name.
couple of things. Okay, no, who would ever use their real? I don't even know if Pete Panzerotti is my real name. Okay, I've never seen my birth
I think,
certificates.
folks, he
Okay,
used the
so
name Lee Black. He also used the name Oscar Ross. There's so many of them I can't even, But this, folks, this is a challenge as old as America to settle these lawsuits. And so far, I'm very privileged and proud that we're making progress. Right, Pete?
Also, by the way, another alias of mine was Lawrence Robert Hubbard, but you didn't hear that one from me.
We also have Michael White and Dennis Carter. There's too many to even.
Dennis. Dennis and I had a great weekend in Miami Beach back in '92. Let me tell you how many. I ordered a lot of pieces to that credit card. Let me tell you that. Okay, well, let's not reminisce about the times when I
don't forget
used
about
to
Gary Shanahan. Gary Shanahan is one you like to use a lot too.
Oh, Gary, what a guy. I wish I actually was Gary this time. I mean, I was Gary, but I wish I was Gary again, but in that way. We had that was the Aruba trip. Remember that, the Aruba bank heist? That was.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm getting too off into the weeds, and I might incriminate myself. So let's go on, okay, Grip?
Okay.
So the next charge we got this embezzlement. Okay, we got 9 counts of embezzlement. So I got here theft or misappropriation of funds placed in one's trust or belonging to one's employer. Now, here's the thing about that. You're suing me for my 9 counts of embezzlements, okay? That means that you, as my employer, gave me money which I swindled. I don't ever recall you being my boss at any time ever. So you got to explain this one to me.
Well, basically, you're guilty until found innocent, so we have to come up with a good settlement that'll be mutually beneficial for both parties, folks, and we could do it too, because I need my bank accounts back up to optimal levels so I can continue my champagne caviar lifestyle.
Okay, but you haven't answered the question. At what point, because I'm just curious, because I got a lot of blackouts like you do in my memories. So was there ever a time when you were my boss at all? Do you remember that?
Trying to think, folks. It's a good question because I'm missing the years 1994 to 2004 in my memory also.
Yeah, those years, huh? Those were the Chelios years,
Yeah.
Yikes, that guy.
I mean,
Okay.
I can't recall.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do for you. Okay, I'm going to give you another gift card, $20 from Bed Bath & Beyond. Just because when I say Bed Bath & Beyond in my Chicago accent, it's actually kind of funny. Bed Bath Beyond. Not to belabor the point, but I just think it's hilarious. So what about you? $20 at the BBB.
Let's make it 25 and you have a deal, Pete.
Oh, 25. How about that? For Bed Bath & Beyond, you got it. All right. That's all 9 counts of embezzlement down the drain. So
see my negotiation skills, folks.
They're doing better than they used to be. Let me tell you that.
I'm thinking of investing some money in Bed Bath & Beyond, by the way, because I think they're an up-and-coming business. I think they can get themselves out of whatever jam they have. And I think that after we're done negotiating all these lawsuits, we should talk about bringing back some of the malls of America.
I don't disagree with you. So maybe we can get a scam. I mean, maybe we can get a plan going on how to invest other people's money into our totally safe and legal, law-abiding shopping mall scams. I mean, plans. If that's what we'll talk afterwards. Okay.
Okay.
So here we goes. Now we're up to 60 lawsuits gone. So this is going to be a freaking big one. Okay. This is a big one for me. This is money laundering. And this is 67 counts of money laundering, which of course is disguising financial assets so they can be used without detection of the illegal activity that produced them. Now, just because I like owning bowling alleys, laundromats, nail salons, laser tag facilities, coin operated, whatever things that are going on, vending machine businesses, casinos, doesn't mean that I'm, laundering money that might come in from a third world country. I am doing that, but it doesn't mean that I'm automatically doing that, or whomever owns these things are automatically doing that. Okay, I might be doing that. That might be something on me, but not everybody is me, and not everyone is doing it. whatever you think about me, good or bad, okay, I might be a money launderer, but what I'm not is someone who doesn't enjoy small businesses. I love small businesses. So here we go, Pete.
That
I
if I
gotta
could
tell you, I gotta
interject,
tell, hold
if
on,
I
hold
could
on, hold on,
interject.
hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
I'll pause.
Okay, one, just one. I got one thought. I got one thought. Okay, listen. You're the one who turned me on to the whole money laundering thing. Before that, I used to take money to the laundromat and I used to wash it, and I thought that's what money laundering meant. Apparently, it's something different. So now you're charging me with 67 counts. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not totally sure that I'm innocent on all these charges, but we gotta get them cleared. Now it's your turn.
And just so the audience knows, now I wanted to buy, for the money laundering, I wanted to buy 300 franchises with Pete 50-50 of Domino's pizza. And Pete went nuts. He said he wanted a Chicago style pizza. I said, it's just for the money. But he said he wants the Chicago pizza. So we had a stalemate. And, we couldn't get past that, folks. So
You
we
want
just need to
also want to
settle it.
know why? Okay, my great great grandfather on his deathbed looked at me in the eyes and said, "No, Mr. Domino's," and then he kicked it. Okay, so I interpreted that as him saying, "Don't ever open the Domino's franchise." Okay, that's what I interpreted. He had a neighbor, Mr. Domino. Maybe he was stealing things from him. I don't know. I don't care. I interpreted that final breath of my great great grandfathers. Okay, it's saying don't open the Domino's. Plus, I'm Italian. Okay, I'm an Italian American from Sicily's and from other places that may or may not exist in Italy. I don't know, but I am, and I cannot eat or put a piece of Domino's pizza into my Italian mouth. Okay, it's just I would feel like my great great grandfathers would be slapping me on the head like he used to do as I was a kid, and saying, "Who the hell are you? Why are you in my room? What are you doing here? Why are you bothering me? Who Mr. Domino stole money from me." You know what I'm telling you? I feel that my family legacy would be tarnished. Okay. And so at that point, I don't know if we can do this. So we got to figure out a solution to these
That's why
things.
talks broke down. And, I even offered Little Caesars, and Pete really went nuts about that. He doesn't like, we
My
needed the
grandfather
investment.
actually, my grandfather invented Little Caesars when it was called Big Nero's. And that bastard got sold out and it became Little Caesars. He took the same name, Big Nero, Little Caesar. Get the hell out of here. I'm not putting that stuff in my mouth.
Pete has a point. It's not really great pizza.
It's disgusting. Now, anyway, how are we going to solve this? Okay, because again, I'm not doing stock in my companies. I already gave you
Just going
Chris
to ask.
Chelios's companies. So, what do you want? What do you want? You want something at a pizzeria? Is what I could do. By the way, okay. I got the ideas. Remember, I told you before I own a lot of tomato farms in Ohio.
Yeah.
Just buy one of them. Buy like a couple acres of land where I make my tomatoes. I'll give you that. I can't give you the restaurant, but I can give you a piece of the farm in which I get my tomatoes in order to make pizza in my restaurant. How about that?
I will accept that and a $50 Kaufman's gift card.
You know what? Done and done, my friend.
Excellent.
Look at this. Look at us acting like actual freaking adults at 57 years old, huh?
That's right.
Jeez.
Who would have ever thought?
I don't know about you guys, but I think Pete might be dying of something. Or I mean Grip. Pete is not dying of anything, but Grip I think might be dying. Maybe this is why he's so. What am I doing this for? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm glad. I'm glad that you're glad that I'm glad. Okay.
And we're helping out the people of not only America but around the world, because they will get to enjoy these companies we're creating are going to be successful, and people will be able to have these products like tomatoes and restaurants
Yes,
and etc.
tomatoes in restaurants is what America was built on. You know what I
Yep.
mean? So here's the thing about that. I just got a very quick little powwow here on the sidebar. So that little patch of land where you're going to grow the tomatoes, I'll even throw in a competition. I want big tomatoes, those big juicy beefsteak tomatoes. If you can outgrow Mr. Domino's Jr., who's only to the left of us, if you can outgrow his ones, I mean, he pumps them full of antibiotics and steroids. But if you could pump them full of more antibiotics and steroids to get even bigger tomatoes, then maybe I'll give you 1% of my companies. How about that?
That sounds good because we need to get these companies going. It's what's best for America and it's what's best for us.
You know what? Whatever's best for us is best for America because we are Americans, especially
Yep.
me. I'm a red, freaking blooded American. You know that, Grip.
Yeah, the same here. Yep.
All right, there. Okay, we're almost done. Got a couple more. Number 7. Can't believe we're even here. So that was 60, and we had another 67. So that's 127 lawsuits down. I'm happy about this. Okay, so here we goes. Pyramid schemes. Okay, that's Grip's middle name. It's Grip Pyramid Scheme Calzone. Okay, I know your mother didn't intend for Pyramid Scheme to be your middle name, but it's better than Antonio Giovanni. Let me tell you, that's a terrible two middle names. Okay, especially Giovanni. Nobody wants a Giovanni, and I'm Italian. So here's what we're gonna do. We got 28 counts of pyramid schemes. Now, I don't need to tell you the definition of a pyramid scheme, but I am, okay, according to the law. A fraudulent system of making money on a recruiting and ever increasing number of investors. Now, you're charging me for 28. Again, how many times do I have to tell you guys, I learned my money laundering skills and my pyramid scheme skills from Mr. Grip Antonio Giovanni Calzone over here. So I don't know why he's suing me. So again, I just want you to understand that. What did I do, and then what can we do to get past this?
Well, let me tell our audience, our great audience, that a pyramid scheme, it could be legal, folks, if you design the pyramid in a certain structure and, you can't disclose the illegal parts. You have to sleaze around some of those things, folks. But the thing is, it was exposed, and that's what we're dealing with, picking up the pieces from that, and that's what we're dealing with. But we can restructure the pyramid, but Pete said he's not willing to risk any jail time.
Well, you know what? That's fine. Obviously, I engaged in pyramid schemes with you. I'm not going to deny that. You have to take some of the responsibility, and you've been doing that so far. So, this is what I'm willing to give you. How about $75 at Raymore and Flanagan's? How about that?
How about $75 at Raymore and Flanagan's, and you invest $1,000 in Griff University?
How about I give you $70 to Raymore and Flanagan's, and I invest $500 in Trump University? How about that?
Done.
Okay, all right, good, very good. We're on that one. We're on that
That's
one.
how you negotiate, folks. Okay.
This is what you do. Great, fantastic. Okay, now we got the last one, and then we're going to go on to some heated discussion for those who want to see conflict between the two, because quite frankly, I'm actually getting sick to my stomach with all our agreements. So hold on to your butts, okay, everybody?
True.
So here we go. All right. Tax evasion. 20 on tax evasion. I'm guilty of this all the time. So all I want to say here is that tax evasion is the illegal, intentional non-payment or underpayment of taxes. I thought that was just my American duty. I mean, who wants to pay taxes, right? Who wants to give homeless people food? I mean, that's not my responsibility. I'm a red-blooded American. If you don't pull yourself up from your bootstraps and go read Ayn Rand, then you're not a freaking American, okay? So grip, okay? Tax evasion, 20 counts, all right? Tax evasion, 20 counts. I'm guilty of all of them, but you got to drop them. So I want to know how many years you have not been paying your taxes and how many dependents and gambling losses you signed up for last year. Oh, and those nonprofit organizations. I want to know a little bit of information.
Well, we're dealing with several different questions, folks. And we can't just be throwing up silly putty. We can't be throwing up gorilla dust. That's what Pete's doing. That's what he's known for. And, most of what he's saying is goobly gobbly, and I really can't understand it, but I need to $1,000 gift card to the Bonton to settle these allegations, folks.
$700.
$750.
$725, and I'll give you a $25 gift card to Salito and Barnes.
Done.
All right. So we do it. See, this is what business is. You get a free
That's right.
phone call with either Salito or Barnes if one of them is not in the big house. Anyway, it doesn't matter. They're good men. Don't come after me,
Yeah.
Mafia. Okay. Now, Grip, we're down. We're down 200 lawsuits.
I just want to say, folks,
now what's the problem?
Before you go on, I know we got another segment here, but this is how you deal with your problems, folks. It's like a crazy old aunt in the basement. Nobody wants to deal with her. It's like, she's there, and what you got to do is take her out, you hose her down, and you deal with your problems head on, folks. That's what you do, right, Pete?
Grip, you know that my aunt, Maria, is in federal penitentiaries right now, and she's been in solitary confinement for the past 2 years for biting the ankles off of the cook in the prison. You know that. You know that.
See, we got to deal with
Don't talk about my crazy old Aunt Maria.
You know what I mean? Just like
my crazy old Aunt Maria, it was the one who delivered you in the hospital.
Well, she wasn't crazy back then, but we got to deal with these problems head on, just like we did. We dealt them good, and it was because of my excellent negotiating deals that we dealt with the problems, folks.
So then we got other problems to go on here. Okay, so we're down 200 lawsuits, and the next time we meet, I want to be down at least another 100. So we'll work on that. But here's the thing, okay? I keep getting these freaking letters from the Security Exchange Commissions, okay, the SECs, and they keep telling me that this investor who's incorporated in Buffalo, New York, wants at least 47% of your business. Okay, I'm sorry, I might give you 1% of your business if you outgrow those tomatoes in Ohio, but I'm not going to give you 47. So what is your obsession? Okay, with me and my business, why can't I just go along making pizzas, like my father, my great grandfather, and my great great grandfather, even though they're all in penitentiaries for fraud, but still, I just want to make pizzas like they did in peace. Pizzas in peace. What is wrong with you, Calzone? I need to understand, why do you need a piece of me? I don't want a piece of you. You want a piece of me. What's going on?
If we learned anything from the 1980s, if you watch any good 1980s movies about business, they talk about expanding when times are bad. If you watch The Secret to My Success or Other People's Money, they buy businesses when things are bad and they take them over. It's called a hostile takeover, folks. And that's if Pete would give me a little leverage in his companies, we'd have double the power to take over more companies and break them up.
But who's going to be hostile taking over my restaurant? A bunch of stone teenagers on a Friday night? Come on. I mean, who? Chris Chelios is my best friend. He's got Ron Hextall and Paul Coffey and Wayne Gretzky. We got Jose Canseco going on there. I got a lot of investors in my place, okay? They're not good investors. They, only donate a couple of, $100 here and there when they're not, testifying before Congress or something. But still, I mean, I want to know exactly why. I mean, you haven't given me the reason. Grip, I'm not going to give you more than 1 or 2% of my companies. So I just want to know, why are you obsessed with my pizza? Do you want me to, by the way, to make you personal pizzas and fly them out to you to Buffalo to shut you up? You want a pizza every freaking day? Because I'll do it.
I do ask for and demand a pizza every day. As you know, I do live the champagne caviar lifestyle, so I demand the finest things in life.
And the Chicago style pizza every day. Okay. Champagne caviar and the Chicago style pizzas. What are those three things is not like the other, Grip, is what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, it's good pizza. I will give Pete that. He does make good pizza, folks. If you have the time to go to Chicago,
right.
That's why we have to McDonald's-ize it.
Listen, my restaurant was voted by my Restaurants magazine of being the best restaurant in Chicago, okay? That's objective truth right there. No bias, no agenda. We're the best.
It's like I said, we should try to get we should franchise your restaurants so we can borrow against the equity of the new company. And it's just Pete doesn't want to take the high risk. No risk, no reward. Pete, am I right?
Okay, here's what I'm willing to do. Okay, because obviously, if I'm going to be shoving pizza into your face and buffaloes every day, then why don't I just give you one franchise in buffaloes, or better yet, do the best part of buffaloes. Do Amherst. So we go to Amherst and we put up one location of Pete Panzerotti's House of Pete Panzerotti's by Pete Panzerotti. It's not a tongue twister. It rolls right off the tongue. It's Pete Panzerotti's House of Panzerotti's by Pete Panzerotti. Again, rolls off the tongue. Definitely doesn't make me confused. However, we put one in there, and then what I do is I hire a couple of peoples to cook you a pizza every freaking morning and deliver it right on time. I could do that for you. We could do a small little shack somewhere, somewhere by the University Mall or whatever. We could do something small in a mall or whatever. We could do a tiny little thing on Sheridan Boulevard there, and you'll get your pizza every day. And listen, if we make other pizzas for other people that day, great. Why not?
I'm just not sure about that right now, folks. What do you guys think?
I don't want listen, I'm not going to do multiple ones. We're not going to become Domino's. We're not going to become Papa John's. In Canada, they have this crap called Pizza. We're not going to do that, okay? What we're going to do is I'm going to give you one franchise. You know what? Even if you don't want Amherst, because Amherst might be too good for you. Maybe you want to do it in Cheektowaga, Tonawanda, Hamburg, Fredonia, wherever the heck you want to go, Batavia. But I'll give you one. I'll give you one.
How about in West Valley
New York.
next to the old? How about in West Valley, New York, next to the old West Valley nuclear facility that's out of business?
Listen, you want one in the Love Canal? We could do that one too.
That was
Okay,
a good
wherever you
one,
want
too.
it.
There's plenty of room there. There's prime real estate. They're selling real cheap right now.
That's what I'm telling you. So listen, why don't we just build a whole planned community around the pizzeria? I mean, there's things we could do here, but I've just given you one. So can I give you at least one
We'll start with
franchise
one,
in New York?
we'll start with one, folks, and then we'll work on Pete in the next episode.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna draft the contracts. My lawyers call your lawyers like they do every hour of every freaking day, and this is what they're gonna say. I'm going to give you the rights to own a Pete Panzerotti's House of Pete Panzerotti by Pete Panzerotti. I don't even remember the name now, but that's what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to open one, and then I'm going to give you a little bit of leverage. If you would like to own a second restaurant, it will not be the name Pete Panzerotti's House of Panzerotti by Pete Panzerotti. You can change the name, but you can keep the recipes. How about that? You can keep the food, you just a different name if you want to open a second one. Does that sound good to you, Grips?
That sounds like a good plan. We'll call it Hooker Chemical Pizza, folks.
Okay, good. So at least, I'm coming in there to New York City. Now, I don't like New York. So I don't like the smell of New York. Any place in New York. New York City's the worst. Buffalo has a really salty smell. Okay, it's probably all that Lake Erie, all the fish. But still, I'm willing to give you some real estate there. Okay, I'm willing to put down the first month and the last month in a mall kiosk, and I'm willing to at least give you the trademark secrets to my grandmother's recipes. Now, if they get out, I will have to call a hit on you, but you've known that for 28 years, so don't matter.
Right, I have my secret hiding spots anyways, folks, so we'll be okay.
You do. I know. It's in the armoire. It's in the armoire. I know. Anyway.
Like I said, I live the champagne caviar lifestyle, so I can sleaze around anything, as Pete knows. So good luck getting a hold of me.
Oh, I know what you can squeeze in and out of, man. We've let me tell you, we've been kicked out of many bars, so I know those small windows in the bathroom. That's Grip. Surprisingly, Grip could get in and out of a small window like that on the ground floor pretty easily. Let me tell you, we've been there, haven't we? He also can run pretty fast for a man. He runs fast. Let me tell you. Ooh.
We've had a lot of good times.
That reminds me of that. Do you remember that time we were in the Boston and we were watching Sonic Youth play, but we didn't have tickets, so we go to the washroom. Before I know it, this guy's out the window. That was '94,
That's
baby.
true. Remember we used to sneak in the Bison's game in the back. That was pretty fun too.
Yes, and then we would take all the towels from the players. We would
They
steal
didn't
all
need
their
them.
towels.
Yeah.
Wow. And then we used to put cork in the bits. And
Yeah.
then we used to like drill holes in the balls. That's no wonder those Bisons did so well back then, huh?
Those were good times.
And we bet on all those games, but unlike Pete Rose, we didn't get caught.
Yeah, Pete doesn't make his
Uh,
way out to Buffalo as much as he should anymore.
you know what? It's like the second home I never wanted to go to. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
It's like the house where your crappy in-laws are. You know, you got to go every once a year, but you don't want to go. You go begrudgingly.
Yep, absolutely. I know the feeling.
Mm-hmm. I know you know the feeling.
Like the
But all
crazy
right,
aunt in the
Grippy.
basement. Okay.
So here, Grippy. So we seem to be kind of getting along a little bit here. That's good. I think we've made a lot of progress tonight. So if there's anything that you want to say or on the table, I'm going to give you the floor. My throat is getting a little bit dry here. I got to drink some water. You know, I can't. My Chicago
Yeah, go ahead.
accent, it takes a lot of manly power, so you know how it is.
Go ahead. Like Pete was saying, we made a lot of progress. Usually he's just throwing up silly putty. Usually he's throwing up the gorilla dust, folks, but we didn't do that. We made more progress tonight than the past 10 episodes. We're ready to get going.
Mhm.
We're ready to make money, and we're ready for success, folks.
You got to draw a plan, bullet points, mission statements. I got to get a PowerPoint together. I got to get a presentation. I'll have my Scottish lawyers, your Italian lawyers, and we'll get something going here.
I could work on the business plan, folks. I don't think many people know this, but I, Griff Calzone, do have a master's degree, folks. Okay.
Hey, what is that master's degree in, Grip?
I worked hard
What's the
on it,
subject?
so I get to tell people that I do have a master's degree. It's very special. Most people in America and most people in the world don't have master's degrees, so I get to tell people as often as I please. Okay.
So all I want to know is from what university gave you the degree, and what is the program in which you studied? What was your major?
The program. Okay. Well, first off, I founded my own university, so it wasn't that hard to
Ah,
acquire it. Okay. It's called Calzone University,
oh,
and I have a master's in applied science.
would
Very
that
special.
be how to make calzones? Was that part of the program?
It's pretty much saying that I'm a good guy and one of the good guys, that I'm highly educated, highly professional. And, everyone should get a master's degree.
I don't disagree. My master's degree is in pizzology, and that's pizzaology, but the A and the O don't go together, so we had to take out the A. So pizzology.
That's good to have
You
in
know,
that because everyone likes pizza. If anyone doesn't like pizza, you lost me, you lost my vote.
you know, I'm not a big fan of that New York crap, but if it's between that and actually eating a salad, I'm gonna eat a piece of New York pizzas. You know what I'm talking about?
I agree.
Oh, well, Grip, I don't know what's going on because I've been yelling at you for the past hour. My throat's going, so I guess we got to wrap up a little quickly. I got to get on the telephone to my
Okay.
Scottish lawyers.
All right.
We got to
We're
draft up
ahead
a
of schedule.
plan.
We thought
Yeah.
we were going to be on here for 10 hours, so we're ahead of schedule, so we could call it as long as we come back and,
Listen, I booked the next 3 days off of work. Okay, let me tell you. All right, so
all right,
I'm
cool. We
glad.
made good progress. People are happy, and I, on my form, I'll see my people back because we have something scheduled at 3:00 and
Yep.
at 8:00 too. So we'll see everyone back, and hopefully Pete comes back to us, folks. It was a lot of fun, Pete.
Not hopefully. We got to get these lawsuits down. I'm glad that we're making progress. I got a lot more gift cards to offer you, and we got to do a lot more. Because, oh, by the way, also I will accept the barter system. So next time, if you have anything to trade, Like, for example, maybe if you have any old DVDs or VHSs of Die Hard 2, we can get
I
into that, okay?
okay. Well, this is for wrapping up, folks. But I do have this Krupp's coffee maker from the year
Oh,
from Bonton, and it's from what date is it? I was looking at the date on this earlier. 10/22 of the year 2000, folks, from the Bonton.
oh.
And I think you guys can agree if we could barter on something. We have a lot of that. We got the whole basement full of stuff like this. We can do some bartering.
Oh, there we go. Well, there we go, Grip. This is good news. We're acting like adults for the first time in 35 years since we've known each other, and I think it's a good thing. Or actually, more than that, 38 years we've known each other. So there you go.
Absolutely. All right.
All right,
Have a
Grip.
great day. Thanks, Pete.
Talk to you later. Chris Chelios is waiting.
All right. I'll see you in the backstage.